edge of your seat. Because that means the grand finals are starting. Affi has indeed picked poolside. That will be our first map here in the grand final of Trackmania Grand League. Now, throughout the day, Affi's won a lot of rounds on this, but Pack has actually driven the fastest match time with a 1:11:12. Affi drove a 1:11:12 as well, but I believe Pack's was a little faster. But Affi's usually driving around 1:11:46, 45, 30. Around that pace is where he's won most of his rounds. But we are live. Pack versus Affi. First to 4 round wins the map. And you need to win 3 maps to win the grand finals. That's how it works. Here we are underway on the very first round. Affi, it's a small lead out of the first drift, but we will see the differences come out after this turn here. How you approach it, how much exit speed you go for. Pack getting a little faster, will have more speed for the jump. Affi using all the space so well on that dirt block though. On dirt, you want to steer as little as possible, which is why you see Pack here going for this weird outside line to let the turn steer the car for him, and that's going to put him ahead of Affi. On Affi's best map, has to try to do something in the ending. Pack's gonna go on the left side here. Affi gonna jump through the checkpoint triangle on the right. Pack coming back with a little bit more speed, but this first round is so close. They're neck and neck after 1 minute of driving. Affi with a little bit more speed, but Pack better approach towards the ending, and the first round's already a nail biter. Pack wins with a 1:11:06, and that is so close to the world record. That's the fastest time of today. The world record here is a 1:10:98 by Mutta. Okay, we have a match in our hands. This is Affi's best map, and Pack just matched his pace right away. Affi here, good speed into the second round. Far ahead of Pack after the first few turns. But we saw Pack get a little bit more speed here and come back strong in this section. Here, getting a little bit more to the left, and that speed, you can see it here, paying off, getting closer. Pack's gonna overtake at the end of the dirt there. Just a little more refined than what Affi drove. But Affi's end is strong, just needs to keep up with Pack here and not lose too much time. Pack's gonna shoot out of the turn there with a lot of speed, low air time on the jump too, to put him ahead of Affi now, far ahead. Before the ending, left side approach for Pack. Gonna come back with more speed. Can Affi hold it this time? Early drift to try to go for the better approach into the second water turn. Will get there, but Pack still ahead. Affi maybe with more speed towards the finish, but Pack still just a little ahead, and look at the differences. It's so close. Already these first 2 rounds are insane. They are a 10th away from the world record in the first 2 rounds of the grand final. And what does this do for Affi's mental? He's driving so well, but Pack is just a hair faster in both rounds. Do you try to risk more? You're already driving incredibly fast. Or do you just hope that there will be a dent, there will be a mistake, there will be a slight blunder, a tiny bit of an off approach for Pack? Because right now he's looking unstoppable. Affi here in the dirt uphill. Gonna get a good line, but losing a little bit extra speed. And Pack extends again. Up in first. A little bit of a slower round here than the ones we've seen, but this is still incredibly fast. And there is the slip up. Pack hits the dirt wall on the outside. And Affi on the next checkpoint split is going to get to know of his lead. Right now, not aware, but here we go. He's half a second ahead and can afford to take the ending a little bit safer. Still has to do good turns though. Only 0.7 down to Pack. The second turn, he's not going to go too far outside here, Affi. And he saves it in with a 1:11:58. But that is a win for Affi. 2-1 the scoreline now. Third round in. Both players have gotten on the board. And Pack, the first to make a mistake. See how that affects him. How well are you able to recuperate after crashing around like that? You really want to avoid making that be the reason for your loss. An easily avoidable crash on the outside for players of this caliber. Pack going into first with a lot of speed. Affi trying to keep up, but now Pack is going very fast. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a run and a half from Pack. As this checkpoint split, 42.99. And Affi can only try to hope that Pack will crash here, because if Pack doesn't, this is close to the world record. 0.3 ahead here. He's driving so well every single corner and not giving Affi any chance to catch back up so far. The last few turns, Pack could actually drive a 110 in a live match. Will not risk the last corner too much here, and it is at least a win, but 1:11.12 and showing signs of being able to go much faster. Pack in finalist mode. One more round than needed to win the first map here for Pack. And what just happened? Did Affi crash the very first corner? Oh no! That is disastrous for Affi. He touched on the very first left turn. Just scrubbed the wall. That's half a second gone. And that means that Pack now has this round in his hands. Just has to make sure to avoid any big mistakes. Could even win by knockout here. He's close to the knockout range. Needs 7,500. That's one checkpoint. The second one is right here. But luckily for Affi, the different approaches might mean that Affi's going to be within 0.75 on the next one. Oh, not quite. Pack wins by knockout. And that is map 1 going the way of Pack. It's 1-0 in the match. And we are going to Pack's map choice. This is either gonna be bolt holes or it's going to be pole party, if I am correct. I don't know what else he would pick. We are going pole party. Pack was looking so strong in this earlier. Now he picks it up again to try to get a second map win for himself. Now, the world record on this one is a 1:15.99 by Mutta. Players today have gotten down all the way to 1:16.08. So very close to the world record pace. And in this first round, Pack starting out strong. But throughout the regular season, this was one of Affi's best maps in the map pool. He knows it inside and out, knows every turn, and here on the grass, he's catching back up. Makes it a level race, but now an awkward approach might mean that Pack will reclaim the lead with more speed, and yes, he will. Cruises back up into first. Pack by 0.03 of a second. Affi, more inside here, is going to try a new line. This looks like Pack will be able to extend, or will Affi have the speed here? Hold on. Affi with a different dirt approach, getting a little closer. The dirt dive can be decisive. You want to set this one up pretty wide. Dive in late. Affi gets a very good timing there. 300ths gain the last two turns now. The uphill left turn. Affi committing early, but look at that line. He stays alive. Last turn, you need a lot of speed. Affi's just going to tap brake and send it, but so will Pack, and the crash comes out for Affi. Pack will cruise into the finish and win another round here, the first one on pole party. Affi left with no option but to try to go all in when the winning pace is that fast. 1-0 now for Pack. Wide setup for the first turn for Pack. He's going to get a high airtime here. And Affi with an early setup for the drift will get a small lead, but oh, he clips the corner, and now Pack might be on for a knockout win. How big is the gap here at the checkpoint? It is more than 7,500. Needs 2 more checkpoints here, Pack, to secure another round. Second one, he's still in the knockout zone. Affi has to gain 700 to stay alive, or else Pack wins by a knockout. And it's gonna be a knockout win. 2-0 for Pack. On the second map, 2 more rounds needed to win this one. The momentum is going heavily in Pac's favor. Affi needs to find a way to turn the tide now. He's had some great runs, but just not won them. Pac's been a little faster at every hurdle here. A new chance to get the momentum in his favor. Now has to keep up with Pac in this section. Cannot afford to fall behind because Pac has a great ending on this map. That's a better turn this time for Affi. More speed. And will stay within a car length's distance. Earlier dive here for Affi. Pac's gonna have more speed, but Affi can get this corner with a lot of speed most of the time. Does it well again. And he will catch up to Pac. Such a close round though. And such a fast round too. They are driving low 116 right now. The dirt dive, you have to go down to the red border and smooth out the car for the exit. Pac still ahead. Affi commits early for this turn. Will do so again. Is it too much speed? No, he keeps the grip. Can Affi finally win a round? We'll try again with a lot of speed, but Pac is approaching. It's so close. Just has to stay alive in the corners, and Affi takes it by 0.03 of a second. He's not done yet. And it just seems like every round it's a GR. It's just good round after good round after good round. Both of these players got to the grand final for a good reason. And now they are showing it here. Incredible level from both of them. Where only a few hundredths is what separates them. And here only a few thousands. Look at the splits. Such a close race between Affi and Pac. Affi setting up wider now. Could get more speed, but Pac does a beautiful drift around the hole there to gain the lead. We saw Affi doing the dirt corner so well, and he needs to do that here too if he wants to keep up. Wide setup, maybe a bit of an early turn. Hits a bump there, Affi, and doesn't get as much speed as he'd like to do. Pac stays about a tenth ahead. And this is a lot on pole party. This is looking like a Pac win. One more round to put him into finalist. If he gets a good ending here, Pac. Setting up for the final corners now. Affi gaining a little bit of time though. Is Affi gonna give this a shot? Has to try. But a slight airtime will make this very difficult. And Pac just has to stay alive in the final corners. Pac winning a third round in pole party. 1:16.24 now. And just one round needed to secure map 2. Affi needs to win 3 in a row to take this map. But he has the fastest time so far. The 1:16.20. He knows that he can do it. It's just those few hundredths that each race is decided by. This time in the lead at the grass. The best start Affi's had all match long on this map. Here, a better speed on the drift too. This is looking like a good round for Affi. If he can hit the dirt approach, where he usually gains time, Affi might be able to build a lead here. Just has to hit this corner well. And it looks like he's gonna get more speed on the exit, at least a little bit, to stay ahead of Pac here. Has 0.06 in his favor that he can work with, and he needs to take good care of these. Pac is getting closer. That's 500. Now the dirt dive. Pac going a bit too wide. The difference increases, but here Pac with more speed, and then right back at 600. Affi holding strong. No airtime. Last drift. Pac setting up wide. The speed could be crucial, but Pac having to release, and that means that Affi will win this round. But again, what a race, and that's Affi's second point. 2 more needed now if he wants to win the map. Both of these players are driving their horse out right now on the tracks, giving everything they can. Every single point matters and is fought for with the force of 1,000 Trackmania cars. Look at the gameplay. We have Pac with a better start this time, and that is quite the gap. At the grass, 700ths. Down to Affi. Now Affi, can he get more speed here this time? This section, oh, that's gonna snowball. Pack with a beautiful drift, and Affi hits the wall. This could be close to a knockout. Pack barely getting in the soul, but he hits the wall. This is not over yet. Pack has low speed in the long full speed straight, and this might bring Affi back into the fight. Look at this. He's gonna catch up slowly but surely. No knockout to be had, and by the end of it, Affi is within 0.17. Is that doable in the ending? Pack has managed to stabilize now, and Affi just has to try, because if Pack wins, that's the map. That's a 2-0 scoreline in the match. Affi's trying, Pack holding on to the grip, and Affi gets a no slide. Will Pack get the ending? Well, smoothly through the first part, and the second one as well. Pack wins pole party, but that was not easy for him. 2-0 scoreline. And we are going to map 3 here, which should be Launchpad. I imagine Affi picked Launchpad. He had some amazing performance on this earlier today. And yes, this is what Affi's going for. This is where he's going to try to make the reverse sweep happen. Needs to win 4 rounds of Launchpad in order to do so. The world record on this map, a 1:03.91. And earlier today, Affi had consistent runs of 1:04, 0.4, 0.5, 0.2. This is a good map for him. But now, with the pressure against him, can he beat Pack? 4 rounds in total. Let's see how he holds up. Goes for the Gwen line in the start. This is going to put him behind, but with more speed. And now it's going to put him ahead. Does that line really well. Has to commit for the grass turn. Going wide. Will stay on the road. The ice turns here. We know the ice is not Pack's strongest surface. And this might be where Affi could get a lead. But this run, Pack's got the ice figured out. Lands a little sideways perhaps, allowing Affi more speed. But no, Pack has this lead. However, in situations like these, we've seen Affi time and time again get a better ending than his opponent. Just a 10th behind is enough for Affi to clutch the ending if he does it well. In the reactor booster jumps, it's going to keep this gap all the way to the jump now. And going into it, he's going to try to turn early to the right here into the second ring and fly through with more speed. But in this first round, he is not going to win. Pack takes that one. And it's just 3 rounds away from lifting the trophy. 3 rounds of Trackmania is all that's left for Pack. Whereas Affi needs to win 3 whole maps. It's gonna be an uphill battle, but it's not impossible. It starts with a single round win. And he needs to get that now. Can't let Pack run away with this one. Has the pace to compete with a 1:04.7. He knows that. Gonna try for the ice setup here. Early turn, that looks good. Setting up for the second one. Good ice section by Affi to keep up with Pack. But Pack is driving so fast, he's not really gaining time. Although on the grass here, those were 2 amazing turns from Affi. And you can see here, he's catching back up finally. Only 900ths now. Up to Pack. Into the tack section. Pack a car length ahead. And this is a situation Affi can win from. Goes for the jump. Early turn to the right. Trying everything he can now into the reactor ring. But Pack is just a little faster again. And Pack goes up to 2-0 now. Only 1200s ahead though. It's so close, and you gotta feel for Affi. He's losing by just a little margin every single round. It's just that slight inch advantage that Pack has in most rounds so far in this match. Whereas the pace Affi's driving would beat most other Trackmania players. Just Pack is looking a little better as of right now. 2 rounds to go for Pack. And Affi needs a whole lot more. This round he's ahead on the ice. Better exit as well by the looks of it. Pack's gonna catch though with a lot of speed. And onto the grass, he's ahead, but Affi has a good speed slide here on the plastic to put him a little closer. Can Affi repeat his amazing end comebacks from before in the grand finals? This is a good chance. Pack has crashed the wall just a little bit there in the downhill. Affi setting up now, trying to do the turn. This one he has to win, and he might just barely by 100th. Finally, the margins go in his favor, and he gets a point here, a much needed point to make this comeback happen. 0.11 seconds in his favor is all the difference. Now, still a fighting chance. If Pack gets to the third one, things are looking grim. Good start here for Affi on the grass. The players are wiggling back and forth for speed on the grass to use every single optimization they can. Pack now on the ice. That did not look like a lot of speed. A late setup for this turn, but a good fling out back. Here though, Pack is losing ground to Affi before the grass. Affi had a beautiful turn on the reactor there, and this is the best situation Affi's found himself in. 2300s ahead. This is a bigger lead than he had when Pack crashed, so a great run for Affi. Can he hold it in the ending and extend this match to a 2-2 scoreline? He needs a good jump like we know he's capable of. Sets up sideways and the fling. He's gonna have that one under control. That is a good Affi ending. And it's 2-2 now on launch pad. And Pack didn't even really make a mistake there. It was just one turn where he released a little too much after the ice. That was the difference maker. Here you can again see these grass wiggles. Whenever you slide the car on grass, the car gains speed, so they are doing it everywhere they can to get every last 100th on the track. A wider setup now for Pack, an earlier exit. Affi is going to have an advantage on the ice. That is a good line from Affi to stay about 0.2 ahead, and this turn was where it fell apart for Pack. And again, it looks like Affi has more speed and a better setup. Could Affi get a huge lead once again on launch pad and make this a 3-2 scoreline after being down 2-0? Still needs to hit the ending, but this is looking bright. 2 turns and the jump remaining. He's going in for it now. Has to set up early to the right. That's very low for Affi. Will stay alive through the jump and will make it to the finish intact. But that almost went wrong. Affi now finalist. One more round win to get the map. He is really risking everything, not holding back here against Pack, and he can't afford to do so either. That's a good start setup for Affi. A lot of speed being built up here, but this time Pack is keeping up himself. Now into the grass turn. Affi committing early, gonna have an awkward exit. Pack will get a little lead from that, 0.2 of a second. And a better ice setup for Pack this time, although he goes across the snow. That's going to cost him a lot of speed, Pack. And it grants Affi the lead before this very important reactor turn. Both players equal speed, but Affi gets a little bit more space to the right, and therefore can get a little more out of the exit there. You can see now he's extending the lead by a little, but Pack keeping up here, not letting Affi get away. 0.03 of a second. Make that about a dead time, but Pack crashes. Is Affi gonna take map 3 here? Needs to get the jump. Almost crashes. It's so close. He misses the reactor booster ring, and Pack misses as well. Does Pack get the finish? They both respawn. Affi will get it with the respawn. They both missed. And Affi takes the map. It's 2-1. Oh, that could have been heartbreak, but Affi still secures it. And now, what are we going to? Will it be bolt holes here? One of Pack's specialties. When this was played earlier, he did win a couple of rounds with 1:17 pace. The world record of 1:17.76. And Pack earlier drove a 1:17.92. The players here have 1 minute to just get ready, and they're both using this to rest. They're not warming up. They are literally resting after very intense rounds here for the first 3 maps. They get a minute breather, so we'll see who can use their time the best after this to prepare for the longest map of the map pack. Pack has started driving a little bit, but oh, it looks like a map skip. Wait. Does this mean what I think it means? Oh, hold on. Pack actually didn't pick bolt holes. He picked Icy Snake. This is the map we are playing, and on this one, Pack also looked very solid in the ice identity, despite it not being his strong suit. The world record of 1:08.17, and he was driving 1:08.4, 1:08.5. Now, we haven't really seen too much of Affi on this map, so we don't really know what to expect on Icy Snake. It was one of the last maps in most matches, and at that point, Affi had already won, so curious how he will hold up against Pack. He was looking solid here in the rounds to come. Here you can see the ice identity, the 3 ice turns where you have to barely get your car across on each turn. Don't want to use too much space, you just want to go as close to the edge as you can. The grand final, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2-1. M&M Pack versus BDS Affi in the grand finals. Map 4, get some hype for these 2 amazing Trackmania players and the performance they put up so far. Let's see who will win it here now in the next 7 rounds. Pack starting out with a small lead after the first few tack corners. We know Affi, being really good on dirt here, is going to go for that wider line. If you look at the skid marks, Affi sets up slightly wider and gets more speed on the exit. Here though, in this turn, we know Pack time and time again gets more speed than his opponents. Affi trying to keep up, but he is a 10th behind before the ice. The only question is, how can Pack do on the ice turns? Will Affi be able to beat him? It's 0.14 before the ice setup. Affi going a little wider, now turning in earlier and putting his car more sideways. That's a great first ice turn for Affi. The setup for the second one is there, and this could be a snipe. Look at the line from Affi. He's gonna have it all lined up, and Pack on the inside on the last turn takes it away. Affi clipped just a little bit on the last corner and loses that round by a 10th. He almost had the comeback, but Pack holds strong, 1-0. And again, 3 rounds away from becoming the Trackmania Grand League Fall 2021 champion. Pack, who for the past years has always been in the shadow of Carl Jr. This year, he is not in the finals. It's Affi versus Pack to try to win the first Tmgl trophy in 3 seasons before Carl Jr.'s reign. This round, Affi tries to go for a lot of speed, but no! He crashes the wall. And what this means is most likely a knockout win, as Pack gets 1. He will get 2, and the 3rd checkpoint is right before the ice. Should not be any big mistakes here for Pack. That is a clean knockout win. And this now puts him 2-0 on map 4. Affi now feeling the pressure. 2 rounds down on Pack's map choice. Also 1 map down. Can't afford to lose anything more now. Has to start putting together these rounds That's a good start. That might do, but Pack gets so much speed out of that drift. And suddenly he's back up into first. Now the wider dirt line from Affi might pay off here. To gain him a few hundreds, it will. He's right back up at this turn. Look at the exit speed from Pack. Maybe slightly higher. Affi able to keep up though. Equal split to the 1,000th on that checkpoint. Pack with more speed, just about equal again. Affi into the wall before the ice turns, and here he just has to hope for a mistake from Pack. Will there be one, or will Pack take a third in a row? Almost off the edge, Pack. Awkward setup, hold on. Affi could get closer here. Pack has a very awkward line, and Affi might come back. He has been gifted around. That looked all but lost as Pack fails on the ice setups. Both players cracking under pressure, but Affi clutches after the mistake and takes a 2-1. A much needed round there. As if he'd lost that, Pack is just one round away from winning. He's still alive in the match here, Affi. He can still do this. All it takes is 3 more rounds and they go to the final map. That's all he needs to do, and this one, he has a clear lead out of the gate. 0.23 ahead of Pack, and a wider dirt line means more exit speed. This lead will extend. He only needs to hit this turn now to keep that lead. It's 3,500ths. He can afford a bad ice section. He can afford a bad bank dirt turn. He only needs to keep the car away from colliding with the walls. Here in the bank dirt turn, gonna take a conservative approach. Pack might get a little closer, but the gap remains, and Pack has made a mistake. Pack hits the wall. Affi now on victory road for a second round on Icy Snake. Just needs to get every setup like he's practiced. That looks good. A wide setup for the turn. Affi 2-2 is the scoreline after he wins his second round. 2 more rounds for Affi to equalize the match. 2 more rounds for Pack to win the tournament. And a maximum of 3 rounds to be played. Affi clips the first corner, losing 0.2 of a second, and another crash. This is a knockout win waiting to happen for Pack here. 9700ths, and there are 2 quick checkpoints coming up. Pack with a 3-2 scoreline now. 1 round away. That is not what Affi wanted. Just went a little too close to the corner on the first downhill. Pack on match point. Can he win his first big international title in a couple of years? Many second places for Pack lately, but this would be huge to truly show his progress over the last years as a Trackmania player. Has grown so much together with the game, and now with Affi making a mistake, the gap is 0.7. He's almost in the knockout zone. He will be on this checkpoint, and Pack, 2 checkpoint stands between you and victory. It's not the way we envisioned it would go, but this is very much so a winning opportunity for Pack. He's just gonna beeline to the next checkpoint and hope it's enough for the win. And that's it. Pack is your Trackmania Grand League Fall 2021 champion with a 3-1 scoreline. GG's. But what a finals it was. Both Pack and Affi on poolside, on launch pad, on pole party, drove rounds back to back to back, just a couple of hundreds between them. And here on Icy Snake, it was close all the way until 2 big knockout rounds where Pack won in the end. He's the champion, taking home 4,000 euros. Affi in second place gets 2,000 euros. Gwen in third gets 1,000, and Scrappy in fourth gets 500. That is it. That is the end of the season. Grand League is over for now. We have the head-to-head after New Year's, but that is the regular season and the playoffs